So it hasn't started yet.
One more and it was ready to start.
Today is the day they will see you are more than enough. Today they will know that you keep every promise you have. 'Cause you are the key, giving hope and a peace that will last
Hi, friends. We are so glad to see you again tonight. If you have your little answer cards with me, if you were here last night and tonight, hold up your red card. If this is your first night, I want to see your yellow card. And if you invited somebody to watch today, I want to see your blue card. Samara, where's your blue card? I know you invited people. That's okay. And if you're going to invite someone for tomorrow, then let's put up the green card. How's that? Okay. So nice to see all of you. Let's do our theme song, our hero song, and then we'll be ready to officially start with prayer. But right now, you stand up. I'm going to stay sitting here so you can see me, and let's do heroes. Good job. Good job. Thank you so much. I've asked Teacher Fred to have our opening prayer for us.
Hi, friends. Let's bow our heads, close our eyes. Dear Jesus, thank you for being with us. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for Vacation Bible School. Help us as we study a little bit about being devoted to you like Samuel. Help us to know that we can be devoted in what we do with your help. Thank you for guiding and leading. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. So several of you sent pictures. I loved them, and I know more are coming. Keep sending your pictures and so on to me. I like them. I like them all, and I can't really pick a favorite. But to me, the most creative, Andy was at his grandparents, so he didn't have Legos. So he showed us a sand dollar. And he said the sand dollar made him think he was brave because the sand dollar gets tossed all around in the ocean and it still is brave. So when you send me pictures, up there in the top is my Google Drive link. If you want to be on my email list, there's my email, email me. And if you want to print some of the things, some of the resources, you can go to the Adventist BWX if you want. VBX. Okay, I got my corrector over here. Good. No, that's good. And there are lots and lots of free resources. There are also, if you go clear down to shop, you can download the music if that's something you would like to do. Okay, our theme today is be devoted. Jesus is with me. Now, devoted means that you give your whole self when you do something. If you decide you're going to do gymnastics and you don't go to your practices, but maybe every other time, if you take piano lessons and you don't practice, are you being devoted? No, you're not being devoted at all. If you're being devoted, you say, I'm going to do this. Now, fortunately for me, and I'm very thankful for this, my family is devoted to helping me do VBS this week because VBS has invaded every corner of our house, every corner of our lives, every corner of everything. And fortunately, they're putting up with it. That's devotion, right? But that's what we want to be. When we serve God, we want to be devoted. So here, say it with me. Be devoted. Jesus is with me. One more time. Be devoted. Jesus is with me. Awesome. And we're going to add a little bit more to our Bible verse. I have to slow down. Okay. Oh, we need to do that one more time. Be devoted. Jesus is with me. You know, by the way, if I have a minute here, if you miss this, you can always watch it on Facebook. Go to the Eagle Rock SDA Church YouTube site, and you can go there and see the Vacation Bible School. So if you miss something, you can come back and do it. Okay, you're ready? The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. Okay, let's say it one more time. Let's see if you can remember it without seeing it up there. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. All right, we have another new song today, although I think some of you may have heard it before we started. Today, we have Samuel who learned to listen for God's voice. So the song we're going to do right now, stand up and sing with us, Listen to Your Voice.
There are times when you feel so far. You're up above the moon
job. Thank you. Don't you wish we could be together and singing those? And I miss you too, Sean and all of you. I wish we could be together, but we are together, kind of, right? Well, now we're going to go off to the marketplace. Now, I know she's going to say we're going to pause it or not pausing. We're just keeping on going through like we did yesterday. So let's see what interesting things we can learn in the marketplace today. Off we go to the marketplace.
Shalom, my friends. I see you're back today. Did I just hear something? Shh. Listen, did you hear that? Put your hand on your heart. The thump, the thump, the thump. That thumping is the sound of your heart. Can you hear yourself breathing? Now take a deep breath. Breathe in and then out. Now put your finger on your throat right here as you say shalom. Let's say shalom 3 times at the count of 3. Keep your finger on your throat as I count. 1, 2, 3. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Did you feel that vibration? I did. Now try whispering shalom 3 times with your hands on your throat still. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Shalom, shalom, shalom. When we hear sound, we hear a vibration going through the air. Now say the name of someone in your family. You can say mom or dad, or the names of even your sister or brother, or even your pet. If they were in the room with you, did they look at you because you said their name? I bet they know your voice, and your family knows your voice when you call their name. Our voices are like a fingerprint that has a unique sound that no one else in the world has. God has a unique voice too. Sometimes He calls in unique ways and we need to listen to hear His voice. Before we go on to our story, I need to ask you to do something really fun. Can you pause our story and go find a blanket and a pillow and bring it back? Now, lay the blanket and the pillow down and sit on it like a bed. Oh, welcome back. Well, today's story happens in a place called the tabernacle. That's a big word, isn't it? A tabernacle is a kind of big church where people go and worship God. This tabernacle was located in a town called Shiloh. The tabernacle in Shiloh was a temple where priests, kind of like pastors, shared the truth of one true God. This is a model of what the tabernacle looked like. The hero in our story was a young boy working with a priest, kind of like a pastor in the temple. Here is how a priest dressed in his special clothing. Do you see what I'm using? This is a sacred menorah from the tabernacle. It was used to give light to the tabernacle. Shiloh was one of the first places in Israel where this tabernacle tent stayed. And it's where God lived, so He could be with His people. The young boy was devoted to his God from birth. He grew up doing work in the tabernacle or the temple. He learned the voice of his God and listened to Him and obeyed even though he was very young. Here, let me show you some of the things that this child in Shiloh would have seen. So here we have the menorah. It normally has 7 candles. We have a showbread. Okay, we have our incense. And we have the most holy place. This is where the Shekinah glory is. And inside of it, we have our 10 commandments. Okay, are you on your blanket? Do you have your pillow? Good. In today's story, you will learn how one young boy listened to the voice of God. Remember, be devoted. Jesus is with who? Yes, with you.
That was interesting, wasn't it? Did you like that shofar that she blew? Now, it so happens that we have a shofar at my house, and my husband has been practicing all day to blow it for us. So we're going to let him try to blow the shofar. So Teacher Fred will let you come, and this is what the priest would blow to call the people to worship. Thank you. Well, now you've heard 2 of them in real life, one from Shania and then one from my husband. Okay, that was pretty interesting. That was how they called the people to worship. Now, sometimes we have church bells that call us. My church, Igor, we don't have church bells, but that's okay. We have watches and alarm clocks that can call us, or Zoom meetings, or whatever it is that we have. Now, our story today is about Samuel, and Samuel was devoted. Now, Samuel's story, just like all of ours, started before Samuel was born. Samuel's mother, Hannah, really wanted something. She wanted a baby. Now, most of you are too young to be wanting a baby, but have you really wanted something? I have, and I'm too old to have a baby, right? But I wanted a new computer, and I kept thinking, should I get a new computer? Should I not? Finally, I've got to do Vacation Bible School on Zoom. My old computer won't be fast enough for that. Finally, I had a good reason to buy a new computer, right? So I ordered one, and I ordered it on Amazon. I have Amazon Prime. It should be there in one day, right? And pretty soon they said, okay, well, it will come Monday. And I thought, Monday? Well, that's the day before Vacation Bible School. A week before Vacation Bible School starts. So I said, it'll be okay. And then, it's been delayed 1 business day. It's been delayed 1 business day. It's been delayed 1 business day. Finally, I got here Friday afternoon. I was not happy with waiting at all. But sometimes we have to wait. And Hannah had been waiting a whole lot longer than that. And she was praying for a baby, and there was a special feast, and she was close to the tabernacle, and she was going in, and she said, you know what? I want to go into the tabernacle and see. Now, she couldn't go inside. Now, I can show you inside a little bit. Look at all the coverings. And here are the special candlesticks inside, table of incense. And now here are all the coverings. Can you imagine this? There was a linen covering, and there was a goat's hair covering, and there was a ram's skin covering, and there was a seal skin covering. Now, when you figure out how they got seal skins in the desert, you let me know, okay? That's pretty interesting, right? And out in the front, they could go. Here, let me move this just a little bit so you can see. And Hannah came in here to the front, and she was over here kneeling down, and Priest Eli saw her. And if you have your Priest Eli, you can put him on your finger. Colin, did you tape the bottom? Whoops, Colin, tape the bottom for me. Okay, he'll walk. He won't be a finger puppet. And Priest Eli saw her, and she was praying like this. And she was so upset that words weren't even coming out of her mouth. There were just tears coming down her cheeks. Have you ever been so upset and you were crying and your mom and dad were trying to say, "What's wrong, honey?" and you couldn't even tell them? Well, that's kind of the way Hannah was. And when Priest Eli saw her, he thought, you know what he thought? He thought she was drunk. And he goes, "Shame on you, at the church and you're drunk." She goes, "I'm not drunk. I'm not. I'm just so sad and I'm praying." And then you think Eli felt a little bit bad that he had thought she was drunk? I think maybe he did. And God said, "She's going to get what she's prayed for." So he said, "Go home. Everything's going to be okay. Whatever you pray, your wish will be granted." And when God says that, that's not like a fairy godmother saying that, right? This is the real stuff. So she went home and she was happy. And sure enough, she had a baby. And she said, "I am going to devote my baby to God." Now, I know my children and my grandchildren, when they were babies, we took them in front of the church and we had a special, we called it a dedication, and we prayed that God would watch over them. Now, Hannah really went a whole lot beyond that. You know what she did? She actually took him to the temple to Priest Eli. She actually took him there and let him stay in the temple with Priest Eli. Now, I'm a mom, and you know what? I couldn't have done that. I had a hard enough time when my kids went away to college, but she said, "This is what God wants me to do." And she really believed that God wanted to do it. So she did that. And Samuel stayed in the temple with Priest Eli. And I'm sure at first the jobs that he was doing was like, probably leaves would blow in out here in the yard and he would need to pick them up. Maybe he had to put oil in the special candle thing. Lots of things he had to do. But you know what? Samuel was devoted, and he didn't say, "I don't want to sweep the floor. I don't want to dust all the gold stuff." He just went ahead and did it. He was such a good boy. Now, unfortunately, he wasn't the only boy there. There were some older boys there. Eli's sons were there. And you know what word the Bible uses for them? Scoundrels. Now, does that sound like it's something good? No. Scoundrel. So a scoundrel was not very good. So Samuel tried to obey, and he did whatever Priest Eli told him to, even though the other sons didn't. He did. And as he got older, Eli got older too. Now, as we get older, we can't do things like we used to do. I can't run as fast as I used to be able to run. There are lots of things that I can't do that I could do before. That's getting harder for me because I'm getting older. I don't want to admit it, but fact is fact. But when Eli would get in bed at night, he had a hard time getting up. So when he would lay down in his bed at night and he needed a drink of water or something in the middle of the night, he would do the same thing you do. Only instead of saying, "Mommy, Daddy, bring me some water," you know what he would do, what Eli would do? "Samuel, Samuel." And so Samuel was used to this. And one night he went to bed and he heard, "Samuel, Samuel." And he probably lit his little light like this and he took it in and he said, "Yes, Priest Eli, what do you want?" And Priest Eli was there snoring in his bed and he said, "What are you talking about? I didn't call you." And he goes, "Yes, you did." "Honey, you must have been dreaming. Go back and lay down." So Samuel said, "All right." He went back and he lay down and he just got down and he heard again, "Samuel, Samuel." And he probably thought, well, now that Priest Eli is awake, I woke him up. Maybe he's thirsty. Maybe he needs another blanket. So he went back in. And Eli said, "Samuel, I did not call you. I didn't. I promise I didn't." Samuel was really confused. And he went down. It happened another time. And that time, Priest Eli said, "You know what? I think that it's God calling you. And when he wakes up, when he calls you again, I want you to say, Speak, for your servant is listening. So Samuel went back to bed. That's pretty big stuff. God's going to give him a message. And he gave him a message. And some of the message that he needed to tell Eli wasn't a happy message. But the next morning when Priest Eli asked him, he was devoted and he said the whole thing. He told Priest Eli. And Samuel was devoted to God all of his life. He didn't change, just like we should be. Be devoted. Jesus is with me. We could remember that Jesus is with us, right? Just like Samuel. Okay, I think we need to change of pace now. Are you ready for your game? Let's get your
bingo cards. That's what she was starting to say. Get your bingo cards and get your markers. Remember, whatever you have will work. Buttons, beans, magnets, I don't know, be creative. Anything that you want. Get your bingo cards. Let me see it when you're ready. All right, I see a lot of bingo cards. Still waiting on some of you. Can you go grab your bingo cards? All right, good job. Okay. Here, I've got my box with the bingo pieces. So we're gonna give it a shake. And oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you. Get out your color response cards. And when you have bingo, I want you to hold up any color you want so I know that you've got it. Okay? Ah, perfect. Perfect. I see some of you have it. Good job. I see Seth has it. Who else has their? Do you have your response cards? Remember the color cards that you have? Pick a color, any color. Hold it up when you have bingo so I know. Okay? All right, so let's give this a shake. All right, you can hold that for me, Teacher Kathy. Thank you. All right, here we go. First thing, remember you're trying to get 4 in a row. When you have 4 in a row, you'll have bingo. All right, the first one is the heart. If you have the heart on your bingo board, put a marker on it. All right, put it on the table, Riley, so you can play the game. Okay, here's the next one. We've got Samuel with his lamp, just like Teacher Kathy showed us right now. Look for Samuel with his lamp. All right. Here's the next one. Nora, that's who we're going to hear about a story later on this week. The little girl Nora with her arms out like that. If you have that on there. All right. Okay, here's the next one. We've got 3 people sitting and praying, I think, right? Is that what it looks like to you? Look for that on your board. Okay. Okay, here's the next one. Anybody have bingo yet? I don't see any response cards yet. Unfortunately, I can't see all of you at the same time, so we'll don't see anybody yet. All right, here's the next one. Number 4. Look on your board and see if you have number 4. Okay, let's see. Anybody with bingo yet? Oh, doesn't look like it. All right, let's keep going. We'll get another one. Okay, here we've got baby Moses in his basket. Okay. Find baby Moses in his basket. Any bingos yet? Not yet. All right, we'll keep going. All right, here we go. Who's that, Teacher Kathy?
Maybe the other one's Nora. I don't know. Rhoda. No,
Here
that one was
we
Rhoda.
have-
This is Nora. This is Nora.
Oh, I'm sorry. We had Rhoda last time.
I got the wrong one.
Oh, I see Emma has bingo. Anybody else have bingo? Let's see. Let me go to my other screen. Oh, Evelyn has bingo. Good job. Okay. All right, so Evelyn and Emma, you can either keep playing or you can start over. It's up to you. We're gonna keep going for a few more until a few more people have bingo. We're gonna keep going, okay? All right, here's the next one. It's the Bible. See, you find a Bible. All right. Not yet. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, here we have a dove. A dove that helps remind us of peace. Dove. Not yet. Okay. All right, we'll do a few more. Okay, the next one is Jesus. Jesus. Okay. Oh, now Maddie has bingo and somebody whose face I can't see has bingo, but I see you. There we go. Hi. Malin, right? You have bingo. All right, good job. Okay, you know what? Why don't you clear your boards? We'll do, what do you think? One more, Teacher Kathy? We'll put everything back in and give it another good shake. So take everything off and we'll start all over, okay? All right, so give the box a good shake. All right. Okay, I'm not looking. Here we go. Okay, I think we decided this was Nora.
Nope. Actually, that's Rhoda.
Okay, it's Rhoda. I'm wrong. I apologize. Rhoda, the one with her arms outstretched. Okay, oh, wait, you're supposed to have this. Okay. Here is Jesus breaking the bread. Okay. $5,000, just like the number of men Jesus fed. 5,000. Oh, you have it. Good job. Put a marker on. 5,000. All right. Oh, we got baby Moses in the basket again. That's the one. You got it. All right. No bingos yet, right? A little too early. All right, let's do another one. Jesus again. Although I don't think we can get Jesus too many times, right? Jesus. Okay. All right. Looking good.
Miriam.
Here's Miriam. I think she's got her baby brother in the basket. Miriam. All right, how we doing? Oh, Samara has bingo. Good job. Way to go. All right, let's do a couple more and see if we can get another couple of people that can join Samara in this game. Samara, you can keep going if you want or start over, whatever you want. Okay, this one's really hard to see, but it's Naaman. Can you kind of see it there? It's Naaman dipping down into the Jordan River. Naaman. Okay. All right, remember you're trying to get 4 in a row. I get all the girls mixed up.
That's Nora. That's Naaman's servant.
There's Nora. Brushing out the blanket or beating the dirt off the blanket or whatever job the lady Naaman gave her. All right. How we doing? Let's see who.
Is that Max?
Is that Max or Miguel? I can't see your face. I see a bingo there though. Good job. Good job. Okay, let's do 2 more and see if anybody can get bingo, okay? We'll do 2 more cards. I don't know if I have it right side up or upside down, but it's our dove of peace again. Okay. All right, last one. Last one. Let's see what it's going to be. We've got, sorry, I keep trying to see all of you at the same time and I just can't. Samuel with his lamp one more time. Samuel, let's see, was that good enough? Oh, Kira, do you have bingo? All right, good job, Kira. And let's see, I can't see your face. Joshua or Jonathan, who are you? Oh, there you are. Joshua, good job. Anybody over here? Okay, good job, everybody. You can go ahead and put that stuff away. Did you have fun? I had fun. Did you have fun? Good, I'm so glad. All right, Teacher Kathy, back to you.
Thank you, Teacher Krista. That was fun. Now you can save that, and when you get bored sometime, you can play it again. Now, if you didn't have the bingo cards, email me and I can send you a copy of them. It's not the best copy in the world, but it certainly would work. So if you want to get an email from me every day, you saw my email earlier, and I think we'll put it up at the end. Email me. I'll send you an email every day and kind of give you an idea of different things that you need. I know a couple of you are having trouble. Someone told me last night that when they had trouble with Zoom, they went over to YouTube and they could see it better on YouTube. Once in a while, you know how your devices in your house just don't quite do what you want them to do. That's just kind of the way it goes. And this is my first experience with Zoom. And so to all you teachers that have been doing it for the last few months, all I can say is, wow. And parents and kids, you've been doing a really great job. Okay, we're ready for a little more action. Get your craft supplies out. And Teacher Krista is going to come back, well, kind of, and she and her assistant Colin are going to show you how to make your crafts. So get all your paper and your ribbon and everything you need ready. Well, we're trying to get, it's okay, we have time. They need to get their paper, they need colored paper, they need string and a hole punch and a crayon or whatever. Okay, yeah, someone says, no, I know you can't unmute right now. If you don't have a hole punch, ask your grown-up to put holes for you. Don't try to do it yourself. Just try to go ahead and punch it through yourself. Let someone else punch it through. I mean, don't try to. Okay, unfortunately, we got kicked off over here, so we're going to get back on. So go ahead and you need the heavy paper, you need line paper, you need crayons. I think probably you could get the color and start making a design on the cover. You can get a design on the cover. And if you don't have a hole punch, ask your grown-up. Your grown-up can probably find a way to punch a hole. Don't try to do that yourself, but grown-ups usually know how to do that with a pair of scissors. If your age is 2-digit, maybe you could think about it, but if your age is less than 2-digit, let's not. Okay, I think we have the video now. Thank you for waiting with me.
Hi friends, welcome back to Craft Time here at VBS. We are on day 2. Are you having a good time so far, Colin?
Yes.
Good, I'm glad. So today we heard a Bible story about Samuel, that's right. And we learned that he heard someone calling him in the night and he thought it was Priest Eli, but who was it really?
God.
It was God, that's right. And so that helps us remember about our action point today, which is be devoted. Jesus is with me. And we know that Samuel was devoted because he was focused. He was listening for God's voice. That's what devoted means. And is that something that we want to do? We want to be focused and listening for God's voice?
Yes.
Yes, we do. So today at Craft Time, we are going to make something that will hopefully help us with that. We are going to make our very own journal. Now this journal is exciting because we can write letters to God in it. We can draw pictures about things that God has made for us. We can write letters to other people if we want to, but we don't have to. It can be completely up to us. So what you're going to need for this is we're going to use cardstock for our cover. construction paper would also work, colored paper, any kind of thing you have. We're gonna put in ours, you want lined paper and plain paper, right?
Yeah.
Writing and drawing.
Yeah.
So we've got lined paper, ours already has holes in it. And plain paper, which don't have holes yet, but we have our 3-hole punch. And if you don't have one and just have a regular hole punch, that's fine too. So we'll put holes in our paper. Then you're gonna need something to color with, markers, crayons, colored pencils, whatever you have. You're gonna need scissors. And then to tie your book together, you're gonna need ribbon or string or yarn, something like that. We're gonna use ribbon for Collins today. So right now, go ahead and take out whatever you're using for your cover and you can start drawing a decoration. So Colin, why don't you get started with that and I will put the holes in the plain paper, okay?
Yeah.
Now, Colin, do you want your journal to have all the lined paper together or do you want it to go mixed up lined paper and plain paper?
Mixed up, just like, lined
Alternate?
paper. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's plain or lined paper.
Okay, so I'll do that and you go ahead and start coloring or drawing or whatever you're going to do. And maybe should we listen to today's VBS song while we're doing that?
Yeah.
To help us remember more about Samuel? All right. Samuel said when he was listening? Speak, Lord, your servant is listening.
Like commas.
Speak, comma,
And then Lord.
Lord.
Yes. Which is also capitalized.
That's right.
At the very comma there.
Yeah. Good.
the pencil pocket.
Okay, so now, since Colin is done with the cover, he chose to write what Samuel said, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." That's what we want to do, right? Speak to Jesus, or listen when Jesus speaks to us.
Yes.
So I'm going to punch holes in the cover.
Even if there's holes in the letters.
And then what we're going to do is I have the papers, and we'll put the cover on the front
Line it up.
and the cover on the back, and then we'll line it up. And now we're going to cut out 3 small to medium sized pieces of ribbon to tie together our book. Now while I'm doing this, Colin, did you want to make a pocket for a pencil to go inside the cover? We have a couple minutes left. All right, so actually I need that back. So we can tie this together, that's okay.
Yeah, I can get the...
Do you want to cut out the pocket yourself, or would you like me to do it with the paper cutter?
I'll get it.
Okay, you have scissors, right? So Colin is going to make a pocket for a pencil that we can tape on the inside. So just make it a little wider than your pencil. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie the ribbon through the hole to hold the book together. Here, tell you what, Colin, can you finish tying this? Because I realized I forgot to grab the Scotch tape for our pocket. So can you stick that through there?
Sure.
Let me grab that while you finish that up. Doing all right?
Yep.
Okay, great job. I did it in a knot just to make sure that it would stay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you can tie it in a bow if you want to make it pretty. And now this is ready, so we're going to open up the front cover, and right in here we're going to tape a pencil pocket. Okay, we just have about a minute or so left here, Colin, so let's finish this up. Here, I'll put some tape on this side first, and then on this side next. Do you have your pencil in there already?
No.
Oh, you're just making it a little so it'll stay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then some at the top.
Yeah, and it's kind of...
All right, now while we're finishing up, what I want you to remember is that whenever we use this journal, we can remember that God is always wanting to speak to us, and all we have to do is listen. And this is a good way to keep track of our thoughts. So here we go. There is the pocket for the pencil, so you'll have it handy dandy, ready to go. So when you think of the story of Samuel, and when you use your journal, you can remember the story of Samuel, which is to help us listen to God and to be focused on God. So can we say our action point one more time? Remember? Sure. Be devoted. Jesus is with me. I hope you had fun making today's craft, and we will see you again soon. Bye.
I saw some nice journal work going there. Send me some nice pictures of the pictures you do in there or the things that you wrote in it. Keep those pictures coming in. Who remembers what animal we saw yesterday? Did we see a camel? And we learned that a camel could close his nostrils. So let's go to our Bethany Arena again, and let's see if you can figure out what animal we have for today. Off we go to the farm.
clue. Are you ready for your mystery animal clue? Here it is. I am not very smart. I follow a bunch of other ones just like me. And I get my hair cut so people can make clothes out of it. What am I? A sheep! Yes, you guessed it! Was I a clue already? We went to the Nativity Ridge farm to learn about sheep. Here are some interesting facts about sheep. Sheep are one of the most common animals in the whole world. There are 1 billion of them. Some live in the wild, but most are taken care of by people. In the Bible, Adam and Eve's son Abel took care of sheep. Sheep come in all different sizes, shapes, and colors, and there are many ways to classify sheep, according to what they're used for, what kind of wool they have, or what they look like. Sheep are social animals. Their coat is called wool. It is great to make clothing. It stays warm when it's cold and cool when it's hot. It's breathable. Their wool will grow forever. Wool is naturally fire resistant. A sheep's fleece or wool can be either white, black, gray, or brown. It is cut every spring. 1 pound of wool can make up 10 miles of yarn. What do you call a person who takes care of sheep? A shepherd. That's right. The shepherd protects and guides, is the doctor, provider, and loves their sheep. The shepherd knows the sheep by name, and the sheep know the shepherd's voice. They have a special relationship of trust and love. But sheep aren't always smart, and they get lost sometimes, and don't always trust, so they do get in trouble just like people. Have you ever wondered about a sheep's eyes? Sheep have a field of vision of around 300 degrees. That allows them to see behind them without even turning their heads. Sheep have rectangular pupils that give them amazing peripheral vision. Sheep also have big ears so they can hear really well. And they know their shepherd's voice and come when they are called. Do you want to know about some of the Bible facts? Well, sheep are the most mentioned animal in the Bible. In fact, they are mentioned more than 500 times. Sheep are used as a metaphor or symbol of people who need a good shepherd that he protects and provides, loves, and guides, just like Jesus does for us. Our story today was about Samuel, who worked in the tabernacle at Shiloh with Eli the priest. He would have seen a lot of sheep that represented Jesus dying for our sins. I think Samuel probably learned to follow the Good Shepherd. He was devoted and diligent in everything he did. He would listen to God and the Good Shepherd and follow him. He knew God's voice like sheep know the voice of their shepherd. We can be like Samuel to be devoted. Why? Because Jesus is with me. Sheep that are devoted to the shepherd don't have to be afraid because the good shepherd will look after them. What did you learn about sheep today? Can you find some other stories in the Bible about sheep? Well, we'll see you next time with another mystery animal. See you soon!
Hey, that was pretty interesting. Next year, we'll hopefully be able to get together and we can bring our petting zoo and we can see some real sheep, not just have to pretend one. Did you know that wool was fireproof? I didn't know that. That's something new. All right, it's time to head off to the carpenter shop and see what challenge he has for us today. Okay, well, while she's restarting that again, afterwards it was you will have a chance to do something. If you have clay, if you have Legos or whatever, go ahead and use them. If not, be creative, use paper, use whatever you have to make your creation, whatever you want to make. In fact, some of you older ones may want to do some research on the internet. The tabernacle in the wilderness was really interesting, and you can find out a lot of really cool facts about it and to make your model look really very, very neat. Okay, I think we have it. Not quite. Okay, well, remember to send me pictures of all of the cool things that you make, and we're going to get them all together. I have loved seeing them, and I would like to see a whole lot more. And while we're getting that going, I have a plan for next Monday night. I know VBS will be over, but I think I'm going to come on at the regular time, 6:30, and we'll go ahead and just sing the songs. And if you guys have a little puppet show or something, if you're saving all the puppets that we're making and you want to do a little puppet show for us, we would love to see it. You can use the Bible stories from our VBS if you want, or any Bible stories. I'll let you choose on that. Okay, for some reason it's not showing. We'll take one more try on that. What the carpenter shop is going to ask you to do is to make a sanctuary like where Samuel went to work to help priest Eli. We'll see if he can show you what he made, because the carpenter made some really cool stuff. And we'll see if we can get it going. If not, we'll play another song. How do your journals come? If you didn't get your journal finished, that's fine. You can finish it later. You know what? Let me go over what you need for tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're going to need Naaman. If you have a packet for me, you have Naaman. And here is what he's like. Then you're going to take him, glue him together on a stick like this, so that you can help me tell the story tomorrow. You can put Naaman with his leprosy in here like this. So this is going to be turned out like this, okay? And if you ever ready for the story, then you can help me tell the story. And it's things like this that you can use to do a puppet show or whatever you would like next Monday. And the craft tomorrow is a rock. If you have a packet from me, unless I mailed it, there's a rock in it. But you just get any rock you can find. If you want to paint it ahead of time, that's fine. Otherwise, it seems like glitter glue or like a metallic like Sharpie or stickers. will show up on the black. If you have a lighter rock, but if you want to paint it ahead of time, paint it in the morning so it's dry in the afternoon, that would be great. Okay, we are going to give it one more try. I see him.
Oh, hi everybody. You caught me just straightening up my shop here. I knew you were coming today, so I'm not even in the middle of the project. Have you ever seen how a sander works? This machine right here, once I cut a piece of wood, I use this, and if I had it plugged in, it would vibrate, and it takes all the rough edges off of a piece of wood. This is a very good tool to have in a carpenter shop. Here's the challenge for today. We're going to call it the Sanctuary Challenge. Now, you learned all about the sanctuary, about the furniture that goes in there, the table of showbread, the candlesticks, even the Ark of the Covenant. Well, for the Sanctuary Challenge today, I want you to find some Play-Doh. If you have some Play-Doh in your house, wherever you can find it, if you keep it in the closet or keep it in the cupboard, wherever it is, go get some Play-Doh. The challenge today is to build some of the furniture from the Ark. Let me show you some of what I've done. See, I made a little example of the Ark of the Covenant, a little candlestick. I mean, it kind of looks a little weird, but you can sort of tell it's a candlestick. I even made a lamb, because lots of lambs come to the temple. And this one, a little crooked-legged table of showbread, complete with little loaves. Ooh, look at that. Now, some of you might not have any Play-Doh in your house. Well, that's okay, because I want you to go and find that bucket of Legos we used yesterday. When you have your Legos, the Lego version of the Sanctuary Challenge is to take your bucket of Legos and see if you can build a model of the sanctuary, something like this. You see, it has the altar of sacrifice and the wash basin, and the candlestick is down in there somewhere. All the little details of the sanctuary. Now, just like with the Play-Doh version, once it's finished, put it on the table, take a picture of it, and share it with the social media of the partner church nearest you so that they can see what you've been learning at Heroes Home Edition. That's it for the Sanctuary Challenge today. I hope that you'll join me back here at the Carpenter Shop tomorrow. But until then, be devoted.
All right, you're going to have 2 songs of time to work on it. You can work on your sanctuary, and I know you're not going to get it done in 2 songs, but you can get started, get it planned out, draw a picture, use clay, use Play-Doh, use Legos, be creative, use paper, whatever. Or if you just need the exercise, stand up and do the songs. Some of you are good at multitasking and you can sing and do the song. So whatever you would like. Okay, we're going to roll 2 songs for you. And when the 2 songs are over, then we're going to move on to the puppet show. Okay, happy working. And by the way, when it says to send it to your partner church, that's my Google Drive. We're your partner church. Although you can send it anywhere you want, it's fine with me. Okay, I think I'm ready, Krista.
Today is the day they will see you are more than enough. Today they will know that you keep every promise you have. 'Cause you are the keeper.
Okay. How far did you get on your challenge? Probably not far enough. You can kind of look in the Bible to find out about the sanctuary. There are a lot of books. In fact, if you want to see pictures of it, especially for the younger children that can't read, just Google sanctuary in the wilderness. You can find a whole lot of interesting things. Now, remember, send me your pictures. Send them to my Google Drive, even to my email address. That works. All right, we want to hear the story of Miriam one more time, and this should give you some ideas of how you can do a puppet show for next Monday. So off to the Discovery House we go.
Who is our hero today, Grandpa?
Today's hero is a young boy, a little one who made a big difference by answering God's call. It's a story about a 12-year-old boy who knew how to listen, especially when God was speaking.
I know this story, Grandpa. Can I be the hero? Can I be Samuel today?
Why, sure, Fanta. You can be Samuel. But let's let Wendy tell the story.
Okay. When Samuel was very young, his mother took him to the temple and dedicated him to God. Then, for all his growing up years, Samuel lived in the temple with God's high priest Eli.
Imagine what an adventure it was to live in the temple, to learn how to serve God, and to minister to all the people who came to worship.
Samuel's parents lived far away, but every year Samuel's mother and father would travel to the temple to love on him and to bring him a new homemade robe.
I liked the temple, and I liked being with Priest Eli. But my favourite days were when my parents came to see me. Those were the bestest.
One night, just as Samuel was lying down and pulling up his warm blanket.
It was a very normal night after a very normal day. And I was very tired and very glad to be going to sleep. But just as my eyes closed, I heard a strange voice calling my name, calling loudly, Samuel!
Samuel jumped right up out of bed and went running down the hallway to Priest Eli's room.
The voice didn't sound like Priest Eli, but I thought he might have a cold or something, so I ran through the temple hallways to his room, just in case.
When he got there, Samuel cleared his throat, stood as tall as he could, and said,
I heard you call, Priest Eli, and here I am. How can I help you?
Priest Eli was so surprised to see Samuel at his bedside. I didn't call you Samuel, the priest said. Go back to bed.
So Samuel went back to bed, confused because he knew he had heard a voice call him, and there wasn't anyone else in the temple that night.
I crawled into bed, pulled up the blanket, and tried to sleep. But I couldn't. I kept hearing the voice. Then I heard it again for real, even louder this time.
Samuel! Samuel!
Samuel jumped right up out of his bed and ran as fast as he could through the temple hallways to Eli's room. This time, he was puffing from running so fast.
I heard you call, Priest Eli, and here I am. How can I help?
Just like before, Priest Eli was very confused.
I didn't call you, Samuel. Go back to bed.
So I went back to bed, walking slowly this time, trying to figure out why someone was calling my name, wondering who it was. A little bit afraid too.
Once again, Samuel tried to sleep.
And once again the voice called.
Samuel!
Samuel! This time Samuel ran so fast he nearly tripped on his feet. He stopped in front of Priest Eli's door, caught his breath, and then rushed in.
I heard you call Priest Eli, and here I am. How can I help?
I did not call you, Samuel. Go back to bed.
Then Priest Eli changed his mind.
Wait, Samuel. Maybe it's God who's calling you tonight. Go back to bed, lie down, and wait and see if the voice calls again. If he calls, say, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." Then come back and tell me what the Lord says.
This time I ran back to my bed, laid down, pulled up the blanket, and kept my eyes and ears wide open. Sure enough, the voice came again.
Samuel!
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 Speak, Lord, I said, just as Eli had told me. Your servant is listening. Then God started talking to me.
That night, God told Samuel some really important things about Priest Eli and the temple, and also told him some special things that would happen in the future. Samuel listened closely to every word God said, glad that he had chosen to hear God's voice.
Oh, I love that story. It's wonderful, isn't it? And do you know what? From that night on, Samuel chose to devote his whole life to God.
I sure did. For the whole rest of my life.
And just like God called Samuel, God calls all boys and girls by name and asks each one to listen to his voice and follow him. When God calls you, I hope you will answer like Samuel and be one of God's devoted followers for the whole rest of your life.
Okay, so that was a story of Samuel, not Miriam. Now, how did we get Cecily up there? Hi, Cecily. Okay. Okay. As Cecily and Colin pointed out, that was Samuel. Miriam was yesterday. Okay, some of you have been chatting with Pastor Cherise online. You didn't know you were chatting with her. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Most of us are at home, but Pastor Cherise is kind of lucky, I think. She is at church in our special prayer garden. And so we want to hear what she has to tell us in our special prayer garden. So let's move to our oasis.
Hello, everybody. You excited to be here today? I'm really excited that we're back at the Oasis Prayer Garden. And if you can hear me really good, put up your thumbs. Let's see. All right, I see. Awesome. Oops. Okay, I'm trying to get my mic here so everyone can see me. Well, it's so good to have you back, and I hope you've had a really great journey so far. If you had a really great journey, just lift up your hands real hard and go, yeah. All right. Well, I've been praying for all of you since we met yesterday so that you could have safe travels. And I want you to come and sit with me for just a minute so we can talk about being devoted. And do you want to know something? There are so many people who come here and pass through my oasis. And do you want to know what they all have in common? They're all really devoted to the travel and the journey that they're on. And do you want to know what that means? Do you remember what Teacher Kathy said devoted means? And Teacher Krista, you remember? Being devoted means that you put your whole self into what you are doing. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't even matter how old you are. We can all be devoted. And being devoted is really, really important. And some of the other ways that we say we're devoted, we say that we are loyal. That means devoted. We also say that we are dedicated. That means devoted too. And we can be devoted. We can put our whole selves into our families. We can be devoted to our friends. We can especially be devoted to Jesus. Do you want to know what I'm really devoted to? One of the things that I put my whole self into is my sermons. How many of you have ever heard me preach? Raise your hand. Have you heard me preach before? Well, I try to put my whole self into my sermons. I try to be devoted because I love the message of Jesus and sharing him with other people. And every single sermon, I try to put my whole self in there. So I want to know, think of something that you really, really like to put your whole self into. What's something you want to put your whole self into? And teacher Krista's going to help me here, okay? Think of what you put your whole self into, what you're devoted to. And when you think about it, I want you to raise your hand like this. And teacher Krista is going to unmute you. And you're going to tell us all what you're really devoted to. Things that you really put your whole heart into. Okay, I see some hands already. And teacher Krista is going to help me. I see Aiden has his hand up, teacher Krista.
Okay, Aiden, can you unmute yourself?
You have to unmute him, or he has to unmute himself, huh? Okay, Aiden, what do you put your whole self into?
What does being devoted mean?
Being devoted, that you love it so much that you want to do it all the time.
I love to go outside.
You're devoted to going outside. What do you do when you're outside? Oh, sorry. Okay, who else?
Beaches.
Okay, who else wants to tell me what you're devoted to? Raise your hand. I see Seth has his hand up now. Seth, teacher Chris is going to unmute you first, okay? There you go. Tell me what you're doing.
I'm devoted to walk with God.
Devoted to walking the dog. That is awesome. Okay, one more person. Raise your hand really high so that I can see, or teacher Krista can see. And I see Maddie. Maddie, you want to tell us what you're devoted to? Teacher Krista, can she unmute? Okay. You let me know, Maddie.
I am devoted to follow Jesus and go to heaven.
Whoa, I love that answer best of all. That is wonderful. There are so many amazing things God wants us to be devoted to. And one of the things he wants us to be devoted to is being travelers. He wants us to walk with Jesus every day. And we can be devoted to walking with Jesus as we learn to love each other, as we learn to be really, really give our all and our whole self into everything that we're doing. But you want to know something? Guess what? That takes a lot of practice. How many of you like to practice? Raise your hands if you love practicing. Some of you aren't sure because you want to know what? It depends on what you're practicing, right? If you're practicing homework and you have to do math homework and have to practice it, how many of you want to raise your hand really high? I see a lot of funny faces here. No one really wants to practice math homework. But what if I said, oh, Seth does. Seth, you're really smart. But what if I said that we were going to practice throwing water balloons? How many people want to practice throwing water balloons? I do, because that is fun. And you know what? Practicing being devoted is something we have to try and do every day to put our whole self into it. So today, this is what I want us to do. I want us to know what it is to put our whole self into something. But you know what? I was going to say that maybe we should lay down on the ground and draw our whole self, but that's really hard to draw yourself, isn't it? So what I was thinking is that maybe you can take your hand, and if you find a piece of paper somewhere and a pen, look for a piece of paper and a pen. I'm thinking that we can draw our hand on a piece of paper and draw your whole hand. And that whole hand is going to represent your whole self. So everyone get a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to put your hand on the paper, and then I want you to trace around it. And so your hand should look like this. You see, this is my hand right here. This is me, and this is going to represent my whole self. So I'm going to give you a little bit to trace your whole hand. And do you know what? When we put our whole self into some things, We have to put our whole self into lots of things. We have to put our whole selves, as you're tracing your hand, we have to put our whole selves into what we think. We have to put our whole selves into what we do every day with our actions. We have to put our whole selves into what we love, and the things that we love should be everybody. We have to put our whole selves into the things that we say, and we have to put our whole selves into all the things that we do with our whole body. There's a whole lot we have to put our whole selves into. And so today, as you're drawing your whole self in your hand, I want you to, when you're done with your hand, I want you to put it up so we see what it looks like. See mine here? Put yours up. All right, I see lots of hands. And look how many hands there are, and they all look so very different. Now, here's the second thing that I want us to do. I want you to think of 5 things. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things that you really, really love about yourself. And I want you to write one on each finger. And if you can't write, you can tell your mommy or your daddy, and they can write it for you. So here is what I really, really like about myself. You might not be able to see it, but I like that I am, 1, I'm fun. I like that I am silly, because I am kind of silly. I like that I am helpful and that I am caring. But most importantly, I like that I am a child of God. Those are 5 things that I really, really like about myself. So I want you to draw 5 things that you like about yourself, because those 5 things that you like about yourself are what makes you to put your whole self into what you're doing. All right. You should find it really, really easy to do 5 things about what you like about yourself, because we should all love ourselves. Do you love yourself? Give me a thumbs up real quick if you love yourself. You have to love yourself before you love somebody else. That's good. All right. Are we almost through with our 5 things? When you're through, put them up so we can see. And if you can, what I would love for you to do is to take a picture of what you drew, so you can send that to Teacher Kathy at Teacher Kathy Miller at, what is it, Teacher Kathy? Teacher Kathy Miller at Yahoo?
That's Gmail.
At
We'll put it up.
gmail.com. Teacher Kathy Miller at Gmail. Okay. Now that we've done that, this is what I want us to close off with. Our whole lesson for today is about being devoted. So we're going to have a prayer. And just like yesterday, after each sentence, I'm going to point to you, and I want you to say, help us to be devoted. All right. So I'm going to point to you, and you're going to say it real loud, okay? Help us to be devoted. Very good. And you know what? Teacher Christy, just for this, can you do me a favor and unmute everybody? Can you do that, Teacher Christy? Because I want to hear everyone say, help us to be devoted. So Teacher Krista is going to try and mute everybody, but I need you to be real quiet until I point to you, okay? So here I'm going to point to you just to try it, okay? And when I try it, you're going to say, help us to be devoted. So here I go.
Help us to be devoted.
Very good. Okay, we're going to start our prayer right now, okay? And so, very good. But let me speak first. All right, I'm going to speak first. After I speak, then you go, okay? So, shh. Are we all quiet? Okay. We're going to put our hands together because we're going to pray. And we're going to keep our hands together until I point to you. And that's when you have to say what I told you, okay? So here we go. We're going to pray. And I'm going to start. And then when I point to you, you say that. Jesus, we dedicate all of our thoughts to you. And you say?
Help us be devoted. Help us to be devoted.
That's right. Jesus, we dedicate all of our actions to you.
Help
Help
us
us to
to
be
be devoted.
Jesus, we dedicate our hearts to you.
Help us to be devoted.
Jesus, we dedicate all the things that we say to you.
Help us to be devoted.
Jesus, we dedicate our whole selves to you.
Help us to be devoted.
That's right. In everything that we do, whether it's our thoughts or our actions or the things we say or our heart or our whole selves, we can be devoted to Jesus. So remember today that whatever you do, you can be devoted. All right. And I'm going to same time at our Oasis prayer. See everybody tomorrow.
Okay. How was that? That was pretty cool, huh? We're going to be devoted. Now, we forgot to mention this yesterday. You have a card that was in your packet, or you can print it up from the website. This is just to give you an idea of some ways that you could think of. And the one today is almost like a tic-tac-toe game. You know, let me tell a story on myself. The other day we were getting ready to eat, and my husband said the blessing for the food, and then we picked up the food and we went to sit down to eat, and I just started to eat. We already did. Sometimes we're so automatic on prayer that we kind of forget. These games that we're showing you will kind of give you an idea of some ways you can pray and some things that you can pray about. Then we'll have prayer and we'll open it up and let you guys all say hi to each other if you would like to. All right, you may need to step for this song. You ready to lie? You gonna help me?
La 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 la
Okay, I think we're going to put my information up one more time. Did I go too soon? I jump ahead of my daughter. She's a technician here. So can you believe it's over already? If you did not get a packet and you want one, there are still maybe half a dozen of them at church, at the Eagle Rock Church, if you want to get them. If not, email me and I will let you know where you can get at least some of the stuff so that you can join us. We'll be here again tomorrow night, same time. We have some other fun stuff to do. And I think we about have it up. It doesn't want to go up. Okay, there it is. Yay. Okay. Send me your pictures. Send me things that you want. Okay. Let's bow our heads for prayer and then we'll unmute you guys and let you talk if you'd like to. Okay, let's bow our heads. Dear Father in heaven, thank you so much for giving us the strength to be devoted to you. Please help us to make good choices like Samuel did. Help us to give ourselves, all of ourselves, to what we're doing. Help us to make the choice to follow you and to follow you all of our life. Please keep us safe. In your name we pray. Amen. Okay, we'll be ready to chat.
Every day.
Yeah, that's a fun song.
Hi,
Huh?
everybody.
Hey, friends, how you doing?
It's good to see everybody.
See anybody?
You don't see anybody? There's everybody.
Megan, let you go.
Ow. Hello.
There, okay.
I miss y'all, my friends.
Everybody.
And there's Dirty. Hard to see everybody at the same time, but that's okay. Oh, I see. And Tamara, and then Hi, Alyssa, you look sad.
Hi, May.
Oh, there's a smile, yay.
Is that Colin? Is that Colin? Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Fred.
Hi, Kira. Hello, Cecily.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hi. Bye. Gotta go. Hi, Cecily.
Okay, bye.
Hi, everybody.
I know it's
Sean.
Hi, Sean. Hi.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Adriana and let's see, Riley and Ivy.
Pastor Sharif.
Andrew. Hi.
Hi, Jonathan.
Everybody, I love you. And unless I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Stop, Sam. I can. Hi, Megan. Journey. Hi, Journey. Hi, Teacher Krista.
Hi, Megan. How are you?
Good.
I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, I missed you so much.
I miss you so much.
Hi, Teacher.
This is fun for everybody.
I miss Grandpa Fred too. Stop annoying me!
Grandpa to come say hi again. Okay. Grandpa Fred.
Hi, Grandpa Fred.
Hi, Megan. How you doing?
Good.
I miss you. I
Miss you too. I miss you a lot. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Joshua. Bye, Jonathan. Bye.